Leica Earthkeeper here with Conscious Conversations, and my special guest today is Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. We are going to pick a random topic. We have no idea what we're going to talk about.
No idea.
So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Would you like to do the honors?
Oh my gosh. I want. Oh, it's like stuck.
Which one?
This one.
Okay.
Oh boy.
What's it say? Drum roll.
We are gods and goddesses. Do you speak to me like you speak to God? Oh,
That's interesting.
just got chills.
Yeah, this is a good topic for us.
This is a very good topic for us.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You need to speak to me, or do you need to speak to me? Do you speak to me like you speak to God? I like the you need to speak to me like you need to speak to yourself.
Right.
Like you have divine in you.
Yes.
Because you do.
Right.
And not a lot of people
know
get to that point.
I know.
And it's sad.
Very.
Yeah.
Oh. We're on the same page.
Yes, we're absolutely on the same page with that.
Okay, so those of you that are watching that are at home, you are a god or a goddess.
Or a good combination of both, perhaps.
Yeah, you have divinity
divine
within
and
you.
Masculine. Once you get that balance in you, oh my gosh, your life will become exponentially better.
Yes. And I like that. And it's funny because I wrote that one, and it's a lyric from a Nako song. He's like, "Do you speak to me like you speak to God?" And I thought, gosh, if we could all get on that page, and speak to each other.
Like there's divine in the person you're conversating with.
Yeah. Because there's so much looking down and shaming and guilt tripping that has gone on for generations.
Yes. And maybe we need to start revering ourselves and each other.
Yeah. Like even our children.
Mm-hmm. They're just tiny little us.
Yeah.
Tiny little people.
Yeah.
Little humans.
Yeah.
And they're divine too.
People, the way that they talk to their children sometimes breaks my heart.
Yes.
And it makes me angry.
Yes.
I'm like, you're seriously talking to them like that. Wow.
I don't like when anybody degrades anybody.
Right.
That's not nice. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Right. Well, and they say that those that do that, that's the way they feel about themselves.
A lot of times that's not reflecting, maybe deflecting, projecting. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. A lot of times when people are mean and hateful like that, they have a lot of things they need to learn about themselves.
Yep. And they don't like themselves. They hate themselves.
And honestly, it's just because they've been hurt. They just need to heal just like all the rest of us. I think sometimes people just lash out in that way because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
They haven't been shown.
The real pandemic is a self-love deficit.
It's so oh my gosh. Yes. I spent a lot of time not having that.
Me too.
And I don't know. I don't even know what it was that made it so I started having it. Like I can't pinpoint like an exact moment where I was like, oh, I think I actually like myself right now. I don't know the exact moment, but I know I have it now.
Yeah, probably a progression.
I think so. Like over time, it takes time to build it. And
But those that don't love themselves usually don't treat themselves well. They don't treat others well.
And they don't have good,
they make bad decisions.
Positive self-talk. Right. Honestly, I still struggle with that though. Like sometimes I have that negative self.
Well, we're so hard on ourselves. We can be our number one critic. You should do this. You should do that.
Why did you just fail that? It's not a fail. It's not failure. It's just a learning experience. But sometimes it's hard to look at it like that while you're going through it, right? Sometimes you're like, why did I just do that? Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Or just anything negative and horrible. I find myself talking to myself like that still sometimes. Not nearly as much as I used to.
We get better, don't we?
Yes, over time. Over time, absolutely.
Yeah. So how we speak to each other, how we speak to ourselves, how we speak to our children, gods and goddesses. So I just watched this podcast. I think I shared it in our team group.
I need to catch up on all those.
There's
so many.
There's Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and Joe Dispenza. Wonderful freaking men. I think Greg Braden started out as a geologist, so he was more of science of the earth.
Ooh.
And Bruce Lipton was a science of biology, like human biology. And then Joe Dispenza, he was like science of the brain, So they've worked together and they've done really cool things and found the connection that we have with nature and, how we can reprogram our brains and use them to our advantage instead of being slaves of the mind. And, they do great work. I love these guys. But Greg Braden was on a show and he talked about how they have dived into the DNA and they have, when they were looking at it, they realized that there was a code in our DNA. Okay. And he said this code, and it's in every human, and it's in the first layer of the DNA helix or first level of DNA or whatever. He said this is in every human. And it's a code, and when it's broken down, it comes down to the same, the 3 core basic languages, human languages are Biblical Hebrew, Arabic, and Sanskrit. And it says God eternal within the body. So we have scientific proof.
Yeah.
That
there actually is.
And then how did it
divine.
Get there? That's like.
Well, I would say it was probably placed there intentionally, right?
Yep. Just like some of these places.
I don't feel like it would ever be unintentional.
Well, nature's not unintentional at all. It's not sporadic and random. It's actually.
It seems like it could be chaos sometimes, but it's control the chaos.
Yeah.
And chaos.
Yeah.
Because it's necessary.
There's a design.
Yeah. Because you still have to have it. Like you have to have all of that in order to get the creation. The opposite.
Yeah.
Of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, and there's certain, I don't know what you call it, historical sites where they're discovering new things, and they're like, what? And it was like it was placed there so that we would find it later
and ask questions and be like, what is this?
Yes.
What is it connected to? How is it connected?
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's not an accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in time traveling. Like I think that there might be, some of us that have traveled here to kind of help with this.
Well, and that would kind of make sense too, because if you think, I guess it depends on how you look at things and how you think a human is created and why and stuff. I guess there's a bunch of different ways you can look at it. But if we're energy and you can't destroy energy, and we keep moving, so it's very possible for us from another timeline could come and be like, oh, we're guides to help.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah. Kind of came back here to redirect it because we know where it went one time.
Right.
What can we change this time?
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like humans have gotten so many opportunities. And we've had mass apocalypse, or I don't even want to say apocalypse because that's like revealing of the truth or lifting of the veil. We've had genocides. We've had, horrific things happen.
Events.
Yes. And yeah, so like, we've had these opportunities to learn from our mistakes. So when
yeah, I know. We could go like so many rabbit holes from like one tiny little phrase.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're definitely infinite.
Yeah. And that's when you get to these truths, it's like, we should be in the streets dancing and singing.
But instead we get distracted and weighed down and bogged down by life.
Yeah.
Society.
Adulting.
I hate adulting. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
it's
that's
necessary, but
I hope a lot of that is going to change. I think as we get smarter and learn, I think that the 7 or the 5-day work week, the hours, like the things that we're doing.
Who came up with that? Because
the Industrial Revolution,
right,
the Rockefellers,
they all came up with that for
and we just
purposes
of
greed.
Yeah. So we got to create our own way, our new way, pave a new way.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
For sure.
Instead of being a money slave or
Yeah.
a slave to anything else, really, any kind of distraction, not just money.
Anything that holds power over you.
Mm-hmm.
Sovereignty is a good word, right? When we talk about how we're gods and goddesses, you are sovereign unto your own being. We could even talk about, like Greek mythology and archetypes. Maybe you could share with us. You know a lot about this.
I don't know. I don't feel like I know enough, like off the top of my head, to like really speak on it too much. But I do love it. It's very interesting.
Certain archetypes can be very healing.
Yeah.
Spending time meditating or learning or researching about them.
Yes, share. No, I feel like that's how you get to know those things, and you would have an ability to be able to share. Like, I'm not quite there yet. I'm working on it, but I love learning and reading about all of the different, because I really just think they're symbolic of the things that we have in us
and where we've come from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, learning the lessons, like looking back in past to these archetypes.
Yes.
And saying, this is what they dealt with.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That translates to this now.
Yeah, and this is how I should respond, because that's why when people say, oh, the Bible, so much has been taken out of the Bible, so much has been changed about the Bible. But also, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
There's still so much information and so much good in it.
Yeah.
I love the Bible. I love working with saints. I love learning about saints and honoring them. Depending on need.
Yeah.
Like it's
endless. When did we ever stop? When did we stop thinking that?
I still pray to Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus is my friend.
Ascended Master.
He is fantastic. He's love. The embodiment of love.
Yeah. Love consciousness. That's what he came here to teach. He came to show people their sovereign power. That the power and the light was in within.
And yet in them as well. Yes.
Yeah, and somehow that message got totally twisted.
I'm not sure why. Well, man got involved. And just like in general, humans got involved and kind of just did what humans do.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but yeah.
And then when did they think that we stopped writing the stories? When did they think we stopped being prophetic?
I know. Why is that? Isn't that interesting? Anytime you hear about any religion or God, goddess, deity, it's always from a long time ago. Well, what about now?
Right. Well, God stopped evolving, right?
I don't think he did, though. I think there's just so much more that we're not. I think there's a lot that we... a lot of things that we put in our lives cause us to put blinders on and make it so we don't see things like that. He didn't stop. There's not the involvement ever.
Right?
No.
To even say that it's a he.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a supreme intelligence. All that
divine did not stop because it's not 2,000 years ago.
Right.
It's still ongoing, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think just distractions.
And you know a little bit about the Hindu goddesses.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I don't see, and that's what's cool too, Greek, Roman, Hindu, all of it. They're different, but they're not.
Right.
It seems like they each have their counterpart because everyone still needs that. It's just they choose that specific god, goddess, deity, whatever you want to call it, for that culture. I feel it's a cultural thing. But it's all the same. It's all the same. It's just in different places on this globe.
Yeah. Yep. Same story, just give it a different name.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's the same lesson. It's just made for this specific area.
Yeah.
Culture. I don't know, however you want to say it.
Now, there is some talk about a force wanting people to become more transhumanism.
I don't know anything about that. Okay. What is
that? Where they're, wanting to put chips in the brain and be more to where you're connected with the internet all the time.
No, that would not be for me at all.
Yeah, and so yeah, because we're still discovering the soft technology that is our human body and all the abilities that
That's
we
what I'm
haven't
like.
even tapped into
Yeah,
yet.
maybe we should like
Do
figure
that first.
ourselves out first before we try to modify
Thank you.
with other things. I'm not even
Gosh,
saying
I
that,
just did a discussion
not
on
even
genders with
I'm not
Marissa.
even saying modification isn't a good idea. I'm just saying perhaps maybe we should have more information about ourselves first before we go in.
That's a perfect
go in.
statement. I wish I
Oh my
would have had
God.
that statement in that last discussion. We talked about
Yeah.
genders and how, you know, we're putting hormones into children's bodies, where maybe we should let them figure out who they are first before we start modifying their biology.
Yeah. Like, how about we figure our own shit out? Sorry, our own stuff out first before we start messing with it. Come on. Not a good idea. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, and I think that
with the information,
it's like a domino effect.
Yeah, like I can see that going very poorly.
Right.
We should not do that.
But some people are very convicted on it's the right thing to do.
But you know what though?
It's like, well,
okay. Well then, have fun.
Deal with the consequences. You deal with the consequences.
Yeah, I'm not going to participate in that.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So gods and goddesses. We are gods and goddesses. How we speak to each other is super important. Spelling.
How we speak to each other and how we speak to ourselves.
Selves is so important.
So important.
Well, and they talk about like the way our human language, you know, people say understand. Well, when you understand, you're putting yourself under it. Where if you understand, then we're bringing awareness to how we can.
Oh, that's interesting.
How we can understand, how we can understand each other better because we're feeling that connection from within. The oneness.
Would be really hard to have to try and change
the way we talk.
Our language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good morning is saying like you're just saying that your day is only going to be good when it could be magical and epic, but you're just saying good.
Yeah, there's like so many other words you could use.
And mourning is something we do when we lose someone. That mourning, you know, the grief and stuff. Why would you want to start your day saying good morning?
Right.
But yet it's programmed in us.
There's a lot of things that are.
So we say grand rising.
Yeah.
Grand rising.
Yes.
The sun is rising.
It's
we're
so
rising.
much better. It's so much better. I feel like that phrase grand rising is so much more like happy and light and positive.
Elevating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
Ascending. Rising.
Yeah.
Going up.
Yeah. Because we do want to have it, you know, we don't want to carry yesterday into today.
No.
Today to be
That's so hard though, isn't it? Oh my gosh, that is so hard. It's so hard to do.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as gods and goddesses, we, you know, haven't even tapped into the full potential of what we're capable of.
Mm-mm.
You know, I believe we can self-heal.
I think that's fair. Yeah, yes, we can.
I feel like we can fly.
I'm sure. I can't remember. I was watching. It's probably a video on YouTube, and I don't even remember like who it was exactly, but he was a guru, and they were asking him about levitation, and he was like, yeah, but why waste my time on that? That's like parlor tricks.
Yeah. But it can be done.
Right.
The fact that we can levitate.
Right. I'm wondering
telekinesis
how much
is a thing. Moving objects with our mind.
Like how much meditation that takes.
Yeah.
Right.
Me
like
too.
How do you?
I know.
How do you do that really? Like, give me a ballpark figure of how many hours of meditation? Because I'm absolutely positive that you would just have to control your energy and the energy around you.
Right. Which that's another thing we haven't tapped into, right?
Yeah, like it's totally doable.
To manage the energy, to control the energy at will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you can, but I think you have to be like extremely enlightened in order to do it. Like, you can't just say one day, I want to do this, and you're going to do it. Like, no, you have to put the work in, and it's not just going to be like a couple of weeks or a couple of months. That's going to be like years of work.
Yeah.
It's not going to come easy to anyone.
Well, supposedly there have been Indian gurus who lived to be 500 years old.
That would not surprise me.
And What else? I've heard that we don't necessarily have to die. We can regenerate.
Just like keep going. We're just energy. Just keep going.
I mean, there's so much that we haven't even tapped into.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It is. There's like so many rabbit holes you can go down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So many. Yeah.
And then if you believe in reincarnation.
Right. I don't know where I stand on that. I'm like, well, I guess it kind of would make sense. But then also, I don't want to come back here.
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere else.
Well, that's like, the thing is, I think
experience something new.
I think there's lots of other places.
Yeah.
Whether it's different planets.
I think this is just a stopping point.
Yeah. An Earth school where we learn before we go on to the next best thing.
And if you don't learn, you have to keep coming back.
Yeah.
So I guess that is reincarnation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I want to just go somewhere else next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's try somewhere. Maybe I'll come back later, but let's hang out somewhere else for a little while. Let's go hang out in the cosmos for a bit.
Yeah. Other planets. Yeah. Or motherships.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, what else could we say? Yeah, because they say energy never dies, so why wouldn't you come back?
Yeah, we don't. Why wouldn't you come back then?
There's different things.
Right. Or
different forms.
Different roles.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like instead of being a mom, maybe next time I'll just be a child, or you know what I mean? Like play different roles and different times that I come back, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe not be any of those things. Maybe just be a really good friend or be a
cat.
Yeah. Be something to someone.
I just want to lay in the sun all day.
Oh my gosh.
And be fed. And spoiled.
Yeah, that'd be great. I miss the sun. I miss it so much. I can't wait for it to be here for a while.
Yeah.
A couple months.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, what would be maybe people who don't believe that they're gods and goddesses? What would you say? Like,
start being kind to yourself. Start being kind to yourself. Start self-love, self-care. I mean, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But start doing things for yourself.
Yeah. True self-love.
I'm not talking about being like selfish. Don't take it to that extreme, but do something for yourself. It can be something as little as meditate for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Once a week, and then start working your way up.
Buy yourself flowers.
Do something. Do something for yourself.
Take a bath. Bubble bath.
Yeah. And not just like, don't say like your regular shower is self-care. No, it's not. That's being hygienically clean.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's ceremony.
Yeah, like yes, like make a big deal about something that you're doing for yourself.
Yeah. Be the person that you wished you would have had maybe growing up. Or be the person you wish you had as, you wish you had as a counterpart. Love yourself the way that you're wanting others to love you. Instead of seeking it externally,
or
doing it
do
for
the
yourself.
thing like maybe you haven't had time for your hobby lately. Well, give yourself time for your hobby. Give yourself time for the things that you love.
Yeah.
Or find something that you love. If nothing around you is doing it for you anymore, find a new hobby.
Yeah. And self-love can be like staying home on a Friday night so that you can get up early and work out Saturday morning.
Yes.
Being disciplined to the things that are taking you to the places you want to go. Self-love can be like eating healthier.
I was just about to say, instead of going, which I am totally guilty of, instead of going to the sandwich shop, why don't you make yourself something healthy at home?
Yeah.
And make that a big deal. Make the preparation, make the getting of the buying of the ingredients and the preparation of the ingredients. Make that a big deal. Nourish yourself.
Yeah. Self-love can look like kicking people out of your life.
Yes. Kick rocks.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a doormat for people.
Yeah.
Like, just don't do that.
And as we raise the value of ourselves.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that other people aren't going to make mistakes in friendships and interactions, because they do, but as long as they apologize and change the behavior, communicate about it, then absolutely we can still, you can still be in my life, but it's someone who brings no value to your life and someone who is constantly making you just feel bad about your decisions or the things that you're choosing. Well, then you don't need to be in my life then. Like, I don't need people like that around me.
Right. We need encouragers, cheerleaders in our life.
Yeah.
The people who are critical and judgy, those are the ones that you need to get away from.
Yes. Those are the ones that we say goodbye to.
Yeah. Because life is hard enough.
And not even, it doesn't even have to be out of like malice or hate. It can just be, you're not for me anymore.
Yeah.
You're just not for me.
Right.
Please exit
Yeah.
that way. Yeah.
Life is hard enough.
And boundaries. So that's self-care would be boundaries with people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's absolutely a way of self-caring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Self-love.
Big time.
Yeah. It's necessary sometimes. Sometimes you have to cleanse.
Yep.
Not just your body, but your environment.
What really helped me too was treating myself as royalty. And the goddess that I am.
Yeah.
And
you have to walk around like you own the place.
Yes.
Because you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not in an arrogant, not even in an arrogant way. Just like
not trying to harm anybody.
No, this is my reality, and
And that is it. When you claim your space, that doesn't harm anybody.
No.
You're claiming your sovereign space.
My space.
Right.
Yeah. My space that I deserve.
Yeah, I'm allowed to be comfortable in my body. Yes. I'm allowed to move and dress the way that I choose.
Yeah.
Because this is my space.
This is my space. Yeah. And if you do not like it, I'm really sorry. I'm not for everyone, and everyone's not for me.
Yep. And that's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah. That is absolutely self-love. Recognizing that, having that discernment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That takes me back. So I bought myself a crown a couple years ago. And I got it as like a part of a costume that I was going to wear to like a music festival or something. And I remember one of my students giving me a really hard time about how arrogant I was to be buying myself a crown. And I thought, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I've been building you up and you're going to give me a hard time because I bought something for myself. Bye.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No.
It's crazy.
I think I love seeing people
love themselves.
God, it is like, it brings me joy. Like, it doesn't have to, and it has nothing to do with me. It's just because I am so happy for that person that they actually look at themselves that beautifully.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like you should go love yourself. You should be loving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see you loving yourself. And I want people to want me to love myself, want to see me loving myself.
So they should have been like, oh,
yay.
She's loving herself.
Exactly. That's what we need more of in our life.
Yeah.
People cheering that on.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we would recognize that we are gods and goddesses.
Right.
Loving ourselves and seeing that in ourselves.
Yeah, being proud that like, oh wow, she's stepping into her power. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm thankful to be vibrating with her, know her, have her in my life. It's like I think the most insecure people want to keep like misery loves company.
I think they probably would want to keep everybody on their level because they don't want to be alone down there. They don't want to have to step up. And they don't want to have to step up, and they don't want to have to put the work in that it takes to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. That's why I think it should be like celebrated and cheered. It's not easy to do that.
Right.
It's really not.
Especially for generations, we've been conditioned, even just as women, to care for others.
And
serve
validate.
Others.
I need validation through others. Yes. No, I don't. I need validation through myself.
Yes.
I don't need validation. I don't need your validation.
Yeah.
Ever. I need my own.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with thinking that way. I don't know why some people look at it very negatively, and I don't understand that. Like, no, I think if everybody were to do that, it would probably be a much better place to live.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's take it to the extreme. Someone loving themselves to where they're getting arrogant.
Well, then maybe they need to have a conversation with themselves, or someone who is close to them needs to have like an honest conversation.
Right. Well, we all need to be able to communicate.
I think that if you are honestly on that level of self-love, then you will allow that conversation to happen.
Exactly.
You will absolutely allow
that
conversation
to happen.
If it's coming from the right place and from the right person and with the right intention, and you really do love yourself that much, then you should be willing to hear what others have to say about you as well.
It's positive criticism.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're still human.
Right, and we can refine and cultivate.
I don't need outside validation. That doesn't mean I'm not still human and I might slip up sometimes. Absolutely, I will. Right. And I would hope that someone who loves me would tell me, "Hey, Jen, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I would hope. And I would hope that I would have the appropriate reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I would hope so. Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, that's what I was going to say. We all need to be able to communicate with each other. So, like, if someone hurts your feelings, if they've gone too arrogant and too full of themselves to the point where they're hurting your feelings, it's your job to say, "Hey, you hurt my feelings."
My feelings are hurt, which means my boundary was crossed.
Right.
So it is absolutely my responsibility to tell that person, "Hey, my boundary has been crossed.
Yep.
Can we please have a discussion about that?"
Yep.
That's a healthy conversation.
Yeah. And that now if that person doesn't respond well, then that's when you might pull your energy back and remove yourself.
Like, okay, well then come back to me when we're.
But they might go, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me."
It could go several different ways. Right. Who knows what the outcome is?
But at least you've done your part.
You've done your part saying, "Hey, my boundary was crossed. Let's talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, then that's your decision. That's fine. But then we won't be talking."
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Yeah. This is good.
This is good. I love our conversations.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
They're like the best.
Well, you get two Pisces together.
I know.
Who knows where it's going to go?
It's so bad. Oh my goodness. Head in the clouds.
Yeah.
Or water, however you want to.
So what else could we say? Gods and goddesses. Yeah, we're doing good on time too. So
good. I wasn't sure how long it was. It's like,
I've heard sometimes we have an oversoul. So
what is that?
Okay, let's say an organism grows or an energy grows and there's parts of it. So like we might have, let's say Isis is my oversoul and I'm like a descendant of that. She's
so almost like a guide, a spirit guide in a sense.
Yeah. Like a god or goddess that rules over your goddessness or whatever, not rules
and
over it.
Do you feel like that changes depending on need? Or do you think
it could be like spirit animals.
That's what I'm wondering, if like you would just whatever fits your need for that
that's the energy you tap into and the energy you bring
power,
in,
that
call upon
place that you're at.
Well, that goes back to archetypes, being able to call upon the energy of an archetype to take on their medicine or their healing or their lesson.
It's all the same.
Connected.
It's all it like overlaps. There's always going to be like some kind of overlap in any of this kind of topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Almost like you get part of their strength, their personality, or the things, their power. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that will obviously change during the course of your life. Because hopefully you're still evolving and,
Yeah. So Krishna was similar to Jesus, just like Buddha was similar. They're all like these ascended masters that come to teach these phenomenal things. So Krishna has been said to have been here in different forms many times. So then that makes you wonder, is Jesus here now somewhere as a someone, like,
why not?
Yeah.
Because his energy doesn't stop either.
right.
It's still around.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, who knows?
Yeah. I should ask you this. What do you think about like twin flames?
I absolutely agree that it
Yeah.
happens. But here's the thing though, I don't okay, for me when someone says twin, it two, obviously.
Right.
But so a lot of times it's looked at as one-on-one. I don't think you just have one twin flame. How
Okay.
can you? How can you if you're
Well,
if you're this old? And I think
I've
twin
heard
flames
soulmates. Like you can have
Yeah,
different soulmates.
maybe
Like I
that-
believe my daughter is
yeah.
a soulmate. We've
maybe
come here
that
lots
so
of times
maybe
together.
that would be a better way to explain it or to think about it, have a different perspective on it. 'Cause I'm like, I feel like you can have it doesn't have to be romantic. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people associate twin with romantic. That's why I was going on the one-on-one. Like it doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship. It can be with someone else as
I
well.
know. That's what I thought about too.
Like I don't feel so a lot of times we associate twin flame soulmate with like your romantic interest. Like
Right.
I don't think, and that's why I feel like you actually have more than one, whether it's a twin flame or a soulmate, because you can find these in friends, in friendship,
Yeah.
not necessarily your partner,
Right.
Your husband or wife or
Yeah.
what a significant other, whatever you want
To call
to
it.
label it. I think that you can absolutely, that can also be your partner. Like your partner can 100% be your twin flame, but you also have these other people in your life that can, like soulmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me,
Absolutely.
what made me got to think, or what made me think about that was I was thinking, okay, if Jesus reincarnated, then maybe Mary Magdalene,
Yeah.
is it Magdalene or Magdalene?
Magdalene.
Magdalene. Maybe she, if they both reincarnated, would they find each other again?
Right. Or would they just, okay, like we're bound, we're bonded. Now let's go find who else we're supposed to be bound and bonded to.
Yeah.
Like who says it just has to be a romantic?
Yeah.
It can be friendship too. I don't know. I just don't think it always has to be romanticized.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think.
Fascinating stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I love twin flame. I fully believe in it. I fully believe there's someone that like you're supposed to walk through life with.
Well, and again,
and that
there's
you've
that
met, like, I don't know.
there's again that sense of oversoul too, because they
Mhm.
say a twin flame starts out as one soul
And it gets split.
and it gets split. So let's say we came from the same oversoul, that could be seen as a twin flame, right?
Yeah.
Because we came from the same oversoul.
We just went our separate ways and went somewhere else. Our journey was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same path, but it was the same.
Yeah, because you had to learn the lessons you had to learn. I had to learn the lessons I had to learn, But together, the lessons
because we're so unique.
Will help.
We're so unique, and we still have our
Yeah.
own things that we need to accomplish and achieve and do, and all of that great stuff.
Yeah.
But then you just meet up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing too. I was just talking about, I think last night. So like the energy field that you have, and then the energy I have, and then when we come together, it creates or births a third energy.
That, I bet it does.
So it of its own.
Yes.
But kind of like how we are managing it, or.
And I think and I bet you recognize that too.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you would recognize that energy. Would it be a transference or just like combining?
A meshing.
Of
some sort.
Yeah. Melding together, melting together. Yeah.
But we're creating
something by by this energy and this energy coming together. You're creating something.
Yeah.
Something phenomenal and beautiful.
And then like downloads or codes of energy. So like just by being around people, you can walk away with new energy or new insights, new ideas, things like that. And then on top of that, just by being around people, Now you
That's why
get
you
to,
have to protect yourself.
yeah,
Because you don't want
right.
just like random.
Part of being that, loving yourself and being a God goddess, being picky. I am so picky
Please
now.
have discernment.
Yes.
Please have discernment.
Now that I know that
Yeah.
I'm seeding people with this higher level of consciousness, I'm like really picky about who I'm around.
You should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, you can combine energy. Just be careful when you do it and who you're doing it with.
Yeah.
Because it's not always a good thing.
Right.
But lessons, I guess. Chalk the not good things up to lessons.
Yeah. But then okay, like on top of just being around each other and being a part of this new creation of energy, right? Or codes, downloads, insights, But now you're getting together and we're talking about things. That's why I love this like whole conscious conversations, because now not only are we walking away with the energy we've just created together, but now we've discussed things that opened up gateways in our minds and in our hearts, and we're evolving and expanding.
Maybe I'm
having conversation.
Yes, and maybe I'm gonna go find a book on something that we talked about, and now I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And then maybe someone like me is going to want to know all of the things I have up here.
Yeah.
All the books I read, all the things that I learn about. Maybe I can pass that on to someone who needs it.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's just supposed to be for me and I'm just going to have one hell of a good time here.
Yeah. Exactly. Right?
I'm okay with that too.
And someone at home could just be watching and something you said sparked something.
Yeah.
And now they're going in a whole different direction with their life.
Because the intent of the conversation is good.
Yeah.
It's for the good.
Yeah, for evolution, the expansion of human consciousness. Yeah. It's exciting. I love all this stuff so much.
I do too. I want to know all the things.
Yes.
All the things. Yes.
Well, I think I found it.
Yeah.
I'm writing a book. Yeah. I think I found like the pathway to explain it, and I'm creating it kind of like a manual. So like, here's your how to get there. Okay.
That's exciting. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. It's called The Dusty Buddha.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when is it going to be done?
I don't know. I'm only on chapter 6.
Okay. No rush.
I got people reading.
But I'm excited.
And editing it for me and giving me feedback and stuff. So it's good.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Fun.
Yeah.
What else can we say about gods and goddesses?
There's so many.
I think we dropped some big truth bombs on people just
good.
Alone, and I don't know how 40 minutes.
I don't know. I can't even see where that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean the DNA thing alone is like huge.
Yeah,
I think. Then you gotta wonder, how did you get there?
Yeah, it was put there.
Yeah, that's intention. Yeah, and our history goes way back. Way back, and that's exciting. I love learning about galactic history.
I love anything to do with the cosmos.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
I love
Just learning about the planets and it's all interesting.
All of the gods and goddesses that are like, what am I trying to? I'm spacing on the word that I'm trying to think of, but they're all like connected with the planets, right? Like there's gods and goddesses connected with the planets.
And there's stories with them.
And there's stories and there's reasons behind it. Look into that. Learn that.
So speaking of, writing this book, I wanted to make sure that I was explaining it in the best way. So I had to do some research.
Right.
So researching my home planet of the Pleiades, it's actually a star cluster known as the Seven Sisters, which I knew that, but it came from a story. There was a Titan Atlas and a sea nymph, Pleione or whatever, and they had 7 daughters together. Okay. And these 7 daughters were hunted by Orion. Yeah. And so Zeus finally.
That's interesting.
Finally just turned them into stars to free them from being constantly hunted. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. And it's even interesting how that I see how I've had some maybe of that interference.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have people like who watch my stuff and like, like oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So even that's played out in my incarnation this time and stuff. But so yeah, just to learn the story of how that came to be.
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, they have no clue.
Just read. Oh my gosh, just read a book.
Yeah.
Find a book and read it. Oh my God. Find a book on Audible.
Listen
to it.
Yes.
You don't even have to read anymore. You can have someone read it for you.
Yep. I'm doing that right now.
Educate yourself. Yeah. Like I wish more people would just read.
Yeah.
There's so many books on so many. Just read.
So much useful knowledge.
Yeah.
So much useful knowledge out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's what is this? The generation.
Information.
Generation.
Information. Mm-hmm.
But like people would rather watch Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And watch or hear about Beyonce's outfit. You know.
Yeah. I think that goes back with the distractions. Yeah. Why are you so worried about them? Don't be so worried about them. Worry about yourself.
Well, if you go back to even what is it called? Idol?
Oh, American Idol?
Well, no, like the way we idolize.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
just like don't idolize these people, but yet that's what people do with celebrities.
Mm-hmm. Why? They're human. They're just humans, just like all the rest of us.
Yeah, and you're only getting a show. If you think you really know who they are,
they're performers.
Exactly.
That's what
they could be horrible people.
They could be.
And you're idolizing, thinking that they're this great person.
Yeah.
When maybe
they're not.
Treat their staff like crap, and
maybe they treat themselves like crap. Maybe they treat their family like crap.
Well, you hear all the time they end up drugs and all these horrible things.
Bad paths.
Johnny's his girl took
I can't even.
Defecated in his bed, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
But yet people would look at her and think, oh, she's just this perfect little pretty princess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she's nasty.
And then they want to imitate that lifestyle.
But it's a facade.
It's so fake.
It's illusion.
It's so fake.
Yeah.
I'd rather be authentic.
Yeah, and seek truth. I want to know the truth of all things. I don't care how dark and ugly it is. I want the truth. Mm-hmm. Because then I know I can stand on firm ground.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Or I can dwell in reality and not in illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So, good talk.
I know. It was a good talk.
All right. Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, I loved coming.
We can do this again.
Yes, I was so nervous. I will say I was so nervous.
And do you think you had anything to be nervous about?
No, I know. It is so fun.
Just to sit and chat.
Yes, just to sit and talk. It's fun.
It is.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So you'll be on again?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Look forward to seeing Jennifer again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Conscious Conversations. I'm Leica, and this is our special guest, Jennifer. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a lovely day.
Bye.